Hello, and welcome to the first episode of The Homebrew. Previously, during their session 0, Ivani and Littlebird were bracing the high seas on a sizable travel boat, doing bits and pieces to help around the ship in exchange for free transport from a different continent. After a long but peaceful journey, the two docked in a small fishing and trading village in the Marquis of Beat, a warm rainforest within the continent of Tria, which despite its lack of technological advances has been flourishing with its wide variety of magics, both known and unknown. The party arrived at Basinf, inhabited by a race of humanoid frog people known as Grippli, who'd built this town from the ground up. The town itself seemed to be built from the woods of the surrounding area and hardened dirt bricks, surrounded by a relatively large wooden log wall as a form of protection for themselves. The two new companions find their way to a local tavern known as the Drunken Boulder, all while being given dejected and hateful looks by the locals. It's after a few words with the barmaid and some coin exchanged that they meet Kyrie. The three converse for a while before they're told by the mayor that their choices are to either help the town or leave the town. Whilst inspecting the notice board, they hear the screams of the Grippli and rush to the scene. With two Grippli seemingly dead, the three of them prepare to fight. And lo and behold, they win. However, the three saviors are now very badly wounded, and as a thank you from the mayor, he offers them a couple of nights' rest above the tavern to relax and recover. It is while that these three are unconscious and recovering that Calanthea happens to wander into town, simply exploring. She talks to the new cartographer who has recently moved in, Erin. However, Erin doesn't have what Calanthea will need until tomorrow, so she decides to spend the night. And that is where our story begins, friends.
My name is Ashley, and I play Littlebird.
Hi, my name is Brew, and I will be playing Kyrie.
Hi, I'm Tabby, and I'll be playing the Calanthea.
Hi, I'm Nyx, and I'll be playing Ivani.
And I'm the omnipotent DM, Rob, and welcome to the Homebrew. Slowly, the sun begins to rise and gleam slightly through the window of the room that you're all in, bringing with it the warm smell of sunshine and salty sea air. You're still a bit battered and bruised from your previous engagement, but you're not in a life or death situation anymore, and they are healing. Slowly you begin to turn and rise from your slumber when you hear the slam of the tavern door below you, and with how jarring the noise is, it kind of jolts you awake, and you shake off any remaining urge you had to fall back asleep or go back to bed. The morning is yours. Do what you will.
I'll just go first. I'm waking up, and the first thing I usually do is write a bit in my notebook.
Yeah.
Just things that happened yesterday or the days before that, and that I have sort of given a bit of time to think about. So I write those things down, and I just look around, and I see the other two wake up, I assume.
Yeah, you would see them. You're all in the same room.
I think, Littlebir's kind of an early riser, sort of waking up with the sun, and
Standing on the roof and cawing.
I was about to say, I think, because of their nature as a Kenku, they would try to get to the highest point and try and get on the roof and just watch the sunrise. I mean, just, as a bird,
Yeah.
they would like to just sit on the roof and just have a
easily
little,
enough.
just watch the sunrise.
You clamber out of the windows aren't large, but they're small circular windows. They don't have any like bars or anything on them, because again, most of the Grippli village is dirt and straw, and the tavern and accompanying mayor's house are completely built out of the exotic woods in the area. So you clamber out and kind of climb on top, watch as the sun comes up, and you can see a couple of Grippli kind of walking around. There's a couple of fishermen far off in the distance, just sat on the docks. Nothing much is going on. People are just rising. You can smell the warm dew of the rainforest that you're in at the moment.
I would probably get up and start meddling with my armor with the wolf pelt
Yeah.
that the Ghibli gave me.
So I see Kyrie messing with the armor that she's wearing, probably.
She fell asleep in it, did she?
Probably, I don't know. But I sort of look at her and I say, "Hey, good morning. How are you doing?"
Good morning.
Still upset.
We didn't get hurt too bad, did we, by the wolves?
I did.
You all did. You were all on like 2 health. Ashley was on 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying it as like a...
Oh, as character.
I've been through as like a gladiator. I've been like mortally wounded, but I'm kind of just be like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just saying like, are we all okay? Can we move on? Are you all basically strong and strong-minded?
Fair enough.
Are you gonna answer, Kyrie?
I'm thinking about it. I just shrug it off. I'm like, it is again, and I just walk outside, just to take a deep breath. Sort of.
Yeah, you open your door and the sun's a bit harsh on your eyes and everything's a bit blurry at the moment, but you can make out the wall and the mayor. He is also stood outside right now, and he's kind of wrapping his fingers on the banister, looking at you like, "Come with me, I've got a couple of things to show you."
Okay, sure. And I'll just.
I think
follow
as he
him
talks, I'll
along.
just sort of poke my head over the roof and just see if he wants me.
He looks up and goes, "All of you."
Just shrug and drop down.
Alright.
I guess I would just see them two move, and I would just instinctively move with them.
Okay.
I think, wave to Kyrie as she comes up and try and be friendly.
Alright, apparently Kyrie isn't going to
That's it. That's all I got. Alright.
Kyrie would just respond with like playing with the bird, like nuzzling the bird with the finger and stuff like that.
Aw.
Just trying to be friends.
He looks at you and he goes, "Winged one."
I think we
Which
both
one?
look at him.
He points at you, Kyrie.
You just get a dejected look from me.
He goes, "Sorry, the one in the armor. We have your wolf jerky in the tavern if you'd like to go and collect it."
Jerky? That sounds nice.
Perfect. I'll head over. I'll just instinctively, like, not excitedly run, but like I'd definitely speed up. Like after it's like a dog just smelling food.
Yeah.
I would just smell a trail and just immediately just bail.
Are you all following or?
Yeah, I sort of look at Kyrie going, and I'm like, do I really want to go with her? But then I'm like, jerky, yeah, okay, I'll go.
I was about to say, I think little bro would be like, I don't really think. Oh wait, breakfast, and then run off.
So, you open the doors to the tavern. You're greeted by that familiar smell of the ale that 2 of you have had before. Ashley doesn't drink it, but you're greeted with that smell. You can smell vegetables slowly roasting and the herbs and stuff that they're being roasted in. The aroma of it is kind of wafting throughout the tavern, but you notice that the tavern itself is empty bar the tavern keep on the ground floor.
I mean, I assume early morning it would be empty, yeah.
The tavern keep looks at you. "I've got your things." She kind of slaps a little bag of jerky on the table, and she goes, "Sorry, we had someone else eat the rest," and kind of points upwards towards the seating area where the rest, where you'd all sat previously when she was being rather.
Oh, for the others.
Yeah, for the others.
For the non-frog.
Yeah.
I would like to just acknowledge that some of my jerky has been ate, and just start walking up the stairs.
I take some jerky and I instantly eat it.
I was going to say, I think I'd try and steal one from the bag. I go for breakfast and then follow Kyrie.
It's like a little bag for each of you. It's like maybe a day's worth of exclusively wolf jerky.
I mean, I've got some cherries as well. That's a full meal.
Yeah. So you go up the stairs. A couple of them kind of creak as you go up. But, you know, you've eaten in the tavern the last couple of days. Like, it's nothing out of the ordinary. You see that they've actually put a couple of new candles up there to kind of illuminate the area a bit more, as last time you visited it was very dark, dismal, and there were spider webs and such.
Did they get rid of the blood?
Yeah, the entire area's been kind of cleaned over. It's not as nice as the lower area, but they've definitely cleaned up the area, almost in like a nod to being slightly more welcoming to visitors that aren't Grippli now.
After what happened last time, I think Little Bird would have gone through and helped with the burial rites and helped to clean up the blood from the wolf attack.
Oh yeah, that's already been dealt with.
Yeah, no, I just, you know, the last couple of days, like, it's kind of their thing. They just go through and make sure the dead have been prayed for and everything's clean.
Yeah. As you sit down, you notice in the corner of the room there is a character with a hood up, but the hood seems very large, almost like it's like 2 heads worth of hood, kind of up and over. And you see a character like with their back to the rest of you, nibbling on some jerky. They don't seem to acknowledge the fact that you've came up the stairs. They're more just focused on eating right now, and they seem to be eating quite quickly, all things considered, almost like they just don't want to be here.
I think
I would like to echo through the floor and say, to whoever has eaten a portion of my jerky, may your ancestors look upon you in your final moments.
I was going to say, I think I nudged Ovani and try and get her to talk because she's the friendlier one. But never mind. Apparently Kyrie's just going for it, so...
Yeah, so when Kyrie says that, I'm just, I sort of look at the stranger, I guess. And I see that Kyrie's taking initiative, so I'm like, okay. But then I go to the little bird, and I say, good morning, how are you doing? Because I haven't greeted you yet.
Oh, so, just nod and say, fuck. What words are I copied? No, not yet.
So, Tabby, are you going to retaliate to what's been said?
I want to say, I do reply to Ovani. I do, just sit there and think for a minute and be like, what words do I have? Good. Thank you.
Oh. Every time I'm just like very not ready for that. To hear
it's
my
just
own
in
voice.
your voice. It's just
Yeah.
good. Thank you. How are you? Like when we were going through and repeating words, and I was talking
Point
from you.
perfect.
And it's literally like perfect to the pitch. You can tell if it's a fake, but it does sound exactly like you.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm just thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up.
We should give her a thumbs up back, and off we go.
I turn from the table and lower my hood, and I turn to face Kyrie, and I say, "Oh, give me a minute."
Is that
Did
what
you
you're
say
saying,
that to her?
Kyrie?
Harry gives you a minute.
I knew what I was gonna say, and then like my mind just like went blank. Who is it who is summoning me? And why are you so disturbed over someone stealing food? Over to you.
I think I'd just hear this and just roll my fucking eyes the hardest it's ever been rolled. Like, oh god, not again.
Yeah, Avani just sort of sits in one of the chairs and lets it unfold. I wanna see what happens between these two.
Oh, I do want to take my bag of cherries out and start munching them.
Okay,
Grab
remove
a
a bag
couple.
of cherries from.
Throwing the
Okay,
stones at me.
remove half a bag of cherries from your inventory.
No, my
I would
cherries.
just kind of.
No, I replenish them with
The,
Bastard.
yeah, with the Jesus.
prestidigitation.
Yeah, I can never say that word. Jesus, it's really hard.
So, yeah, Tabby has responded to you, Kyrie.
I would respond with. It seems like you've been summoned by my jerky. I've dealt with tons of bandits and thieves in my life. What is your reasoning behind this?
The at this point, hearing this, the barkeep, the Grippli downstairs goes, "Bruh, we had nothing else to give her. Everything else has been allocated for today. Quit your bitching."
I'd like to say in the mayor's voice, just shit.
Do you want to end up like those wolves yesterday? Shut up.
I just kind of like look at you, shrug, and then like rip off another piece of jerky and shove it in my mouth.
Oh, okay. I think that at this point, Ovani's gonna intervene because I can see where this is heading. I have been through this literally. So I stand up and I just walk to the stranger, and I say, "Oh, don't worry about her. She's a special one. Welcome. I haven't seen you around here. I guess you just came yesterday or night. What's your name?"
I turn to Avani.
Yeah, and by the way, Ovani is really, really tall. Even if you're sitting down,
Oh,
it's
boy.
even taller. So you really have to look up to him.
Okay, I look up to Avani
I keep looking up and up.
and up, and I say thank you for your gracious welcomings. I am just a lone traveller who has been journeying through this very difficult continent for a long time.
You've been
Wow.
in this continent like
A
I
day.
suppose a while, yeah.
Yeah.
this region you've been in for like 3 days.
Big eye roll
Yeah.
again.
It was a strenuous journey, but I am glad to have found some sanctuary.
Oh, that's lovely. I think we really are kindred spirit in that sense. I'm a traveler too.
That is wonderful news. Maybe we can travel together.
Perhaps, indeed. Right, I think after she said that, I turn back to Little Bird and I sort of just gesture towards him and I say, "This is a friend of mine. He's called Little Bird, isn't that right?"
Just,
You would have
I'd
learned,
say-
yes.
Yeah, no, I was gonna
actually.
say, I don't know if Sarah's character would have heard this, but I would say in Ovani's voice, yes, and then wave.
With great alarm, I look at Little Bird,
Just
stunned
still waving.
and wordless.
We're still waving with their clawed little hand.
Aww.
Oh, yeah. And with that, I sit down next to. Sorry, did I catch your name yet?
Oh, I suppose you did not. My name is Calanthea, and you will be named?
My name is Ovani, and happy to meet you.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
And I guess I order a drink from the lady downstairs.
She looks at you and she goes, "Sorry, no drinks today. We have important guests coming that we really can't disappoint."
Ah, I see. That will be no problem then.
She looks at you and she goes, I would also advise leaving within the next, say, half an hour, just to be on the safe side. We can't really have them knowing you're here."
I want to poke my head over the banister and just look at her and say, "Fucking foreigners."
She looks at you and she goes, No, it's nothing like that. It's more for your own safety."
Duly noted,
She
and
kind of puts a cloth on the table and darts her eyes around the room to check if no one's there, and hops up and lands on the banister and leans into Little Bird and goes, The mayor doesn't like to talk about it, but you may have heard about the people that have been causing trouble."
I think I try and give him as close to a grin as I can with the beak.
yeah.
And just say, "Trouble good," and then put my hand on my sword.
No, these aren't the kind of people that you want to tangle with. She kind of jumps back down, gets a cloth and a bit of chalk and scrawls on it, and hands it over to you, and it reads, "These people have been causing problems for our village, and they are out of your league. Please do not engage with them."
That's a lot for a piece of cloth.
Do I see that over where I am?
I think I'd show it to Oban
Yeah,
and Fryeri.
you'd see. She kind of
Yeah.
looks around and she goes, You can't tell people I've told you. I can get in a lot of trouble for this, but you seem like good folk. You've helped us out. You might get along with them. They are merchants after all, but perhaps you could offer your help to them instead, and maybe they'd trust you."
I think Ovani would write that down in his notebook after
Yeah.
hearing that.
Don't forget you can write physical notes as well.
I was gonna say, I think I'd go down and try and get some more information out of her. I'd literally go down to the bar.
She's still on the banister next to you at the moment.
Never mind then. I'll just pull out my notebook and just ask how a merchant's giving trouble.
We're not really supposed to talk about it, but those wolves, they let them in, and they've been extorting us for gold in our trades for a relative while. But they're most definitely out of your depths. I would not advise engaging with them. Help them. They may be able to help you. What was it you said you were looking for?
Sorry, in in that woman's voice that I've been copying, which I don't think
She
anyone
kind of looks at
recognised,
you and
it's
she
just
like,
Scythe.
she looks at you and nods a bit. She's like, they'd definitely be involved in magic artifacts and things like that. So maybe they can help
I think
you.
I'd shake my head and try and communicate. It's not magic.
She looks at you again. She goes, I'm not very good at putting this across. I really shouldn't be telling you, but you saved my son's life. The Grippli who passed away, we had a healer visit the town the day after. They managed to fix him up. He's also the healer that fixed you three up. He's alive thanks to you three. They're involved with the black market.
Ooh.
All kinds of items.
I think I'd give her an interested look and just nod and then say in Ovani's voice, "Thank you."
Yeah, I sort of immediately stand up after hearing that, and I go over to her and I sort of console with her and I say, I see. I'm glad that he's still alive. I'm really glad about that.
Me too, to be honest. He's not the smartest, but Trickle's
Rude.
doing well, thanks to you two. You three.
I love Trickle.
Oh.
You
Was he the one who was fixing the fountain?
Yeah, the one who said, "Oh, Trickle can't fix it," when he was trying to fix the fountain.
I love Trickle. He's so good.
She slides a piece of cloth to you with a symbol on it.
Oh.
Do I recognize it?
No, none of you would recognize
Okay.
this.
I would write that down and like copy it in my own book.
Yeah. Feel free.
I think I'd probably try and do the same, and then just fuck it up halfway through, just like, fuck it, and just tuck the cloth in.
Nice.
She goes, I'm not supposed to give this to you. But if you show this to him, he should trust you, and he should take you to the black market for a price.
For a price.
Well, I'm screwed.
You could also, although the mayor might not like it, you could ask to help some of our merchandise onto their carts.
I think the second she starts talking, it's meant like saying this, I'd shake my head.
You don't want to help her move stuff onto the carts?
Not really.
Okay,
With 8 strength, no, Rob.
She looks at you and she goes, "It wouldn't be much. Maybe a couple of bags, a barrel or two. They
I'll do
never
it.
take that much from us this week."
I'd
I
pull out
just,
my notebook and just flip to a page and just write stolen ? And show her.
No, they're all goods that we have produced. We just don't see any of the gold from it.
I
So,
just
stolen.
There. Yeah, so
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd lean against the stairs and I'd say, when are these A-list celebrities coming in?
In about, she looks outside at the sun and at the fountain through the window and goes, "Well, now we've been talking probably about 20 minutes. They come to the tavern and drink and eat, and then they move all of their merchandise and ship off again."
I just nom on some of the jerky and I just think for a moment.
I was gonna say I want to talk to Kyrie and Ivani, but it's kind of... I think I try and get both of their attention, and then write in my notebook and show them, what should we do?
I believe that we don't have anything else to do. I think we should still help with the merchandise. Maybe get on the side of these new people. They could be a good power to us.
Ovani is very sort of neutral. He wants to help, but doesn't really want to help.
I
Yeah.
write in my book, I cannot let them steal and extort these people.
I understand. It's just, I don't know if we're capable of this, you know? She warned us about them, and she said they're a league above us, so I think we should be very, very careful.
She overhears the whispering a bit, still sat on the banister, perched as a frog would do on a small ledge. She kind of goes, there is about 30 of them at any given time. I would not advise.
What, 10 each?
Do they,
No,
Sin,
that's
do they, Sin, do they fit in a 15-foot cone?
No, but the 4 of you sure do.
Okay.
Fuck.
Well, technically, it would be like 6 each, because you've now got.
Well,
the
I
new
mean, we
person
haven't really,
here.
you know, spent much time with her, or we don't really know what she's
Well,
gonna
yeah.
do.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should ask Galantia whether she think about this.
Well. Okay. Well. I say. It is a troubling situation. But how strapped is everyone for coin? We may have to do the unforgivable.
The barkeep at this point hops away and goes, "Oh, 1 second," and pulls out a little sealed envelope with a little the wax seal on it is like a scroll tied together with 2 ribbons, but the ribbons form kind of like wings. And she goes to hand this to Unax, and she says, one of our new residents left this for you.
And wait, can you describe it again so I can like write it down?
I mean, you can open it if you want. It's just a letter.
Oh.
But the wax seal
Okay.
it was like a scroll where the ribbon binding the scroll kind of tailed off into 2 wings.
I
Okay.
think, could I see the seal?
It's only a small letter, so unless Ivani showed it to you, probably not.
First thing I do is I thank her for that, and I take a look inside.
Upon opening the letter, you see in really neat cursive writing, "To my dearest Ovani, I would like to thank you for the short time we spent together, sailing on that ship, admiring the waves and the food together. It's really opened my eyes to the possibilities that this world holds. I decided to settle down in the town of Basinf, where you and your friend docked a mere 6 moons ago. I've decided this would be the best place to start on my long and arduous journey."
Huh, and would I know who this is referring to?
It doesn't say a name on it, no.
Huh, okay.
But... No. Wait. I'll let that up to you.
I mean, I do have a feature that would help me in this.
You have never seen this person's handwriting before.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I show it to the others.
Is that everyone?
No. First, I show it to Little Bird, see what he reacts. She reacts. Wait.
They are
Well, but-
almost completely genderless.
Oh,
Yeah, what I
Hey.
was about to say. Okay. First, I look at Kyrie and I sort of ask, "Do you even want to read this?"
Is it important? What does it tell us?
Not much, really. Just someone thanking us.
I think it's personal towards you, so I will withdraw.
Okay, I understand. And I put the letter away in my backpack.
The bar maid turns to you and says, "Bruh, you can't just ask who it was from, you know."
Who is it?
Oh man, I forgot there was anyone else there.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a little halfling who makes maps who's just moved into our town.
Oh.
I think he said his name was Armin, Ivan, Erin, I think.
Yeah,
Hearing the name Erin, you remember the halfling from the boat.
I
who led you
do.
through and such.
so but I immediately run outside and I go look for him.
I just trip over my own feet and try and follow.
What's everyone else doing?
I do that kind of oh shit run, like oh fuck, we're moving.
I mean, I don't really know these people, so I don't feel an obligation to go with them. So
You have met Erin before, though.
wait, Matt Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I dash.
Everyone loves Erin.
We love Matt Boy. Okay, yeah, I follow.
I'm gonna
Everyone
probably
rushes
just.
out the door, and Kyrie's just stood there.
I'm probably
on-
just gonna eat the remainder of my beef jerky, well, wolf jerky.
Bro, that's
soaking-
a full day's worth of beef jerky, but alright.
She's a
I'm
grown
just-
woman.
Right. I will eat like a decent portion of it because I'm like all drained out. I haven't ate really in the past few nights because I've been wandering and stuff like that. And kind of just ask the bartender more about these people and kind of just like dwindling down the minutes until they come.
Okay, so I will come back to your section of it then, Breeze. I will jump away to the majority, and then we'll come back after they've finished their conversation stuff.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, led by Calanthea, kind of... you haven't seen her look excited yet, but you can see that she looks physically excited. And Calanthea, you may remember that you had to go back to this boy today anyway to pick
Oh,
up the
yeah.
secondary map.
Mhm.
She leads you around a long bend and all the way around. It seems like a really long way to get there. And at a couple of points, it does look like Calanthea is slightly lost. But eventually, you wind up near the south gate, and there is a large triangular building. One half of it isn't... the exterior isn't made of mud. It's like got a lot of relatively old-looking maps and stuff slapped onto the side of it and stuck on with more mud. So the entire outside wall almost looks like it's just made out of paper. And there is the same wood that you'd seen in the tavern covering the door, with the name etched into it now of just simply Erin's maps in common.
Aw,
I checked out.
good old Erin's maps. So do we go inside?
That's up to fucking you guys.
Oh,
Like,
I wasn't asking you, I was asking the rest of the lads.
Just shrug and knock on the door.
Are you
that
even-
would be a good start.
Are you even tall enough to knock on that door?
Yeah, it's a full-size door.
Come on.
Mate,
Ju-
toddlers can knock on doors. Come on.
Just wondering, just wondering.
I'm not that small.
You hear like Ashley, little bird, raps on the door, and in the background you hear a hello.
And I go, I'm just gonna try and fuck with him and say in Ovani's voice, "Hello."
Ivani, you got my letter. I'm so glad. Please come in.
Aw.
I'm just gonna hold up a finger to Ovani and walk in. And just be like, hang on, just give me a sec. Just walk in and just see what happens.
As you enter, there are numerous books and such piled against the walls. It looks like they have started to have been organised, but there's been a lot of things getting in the way. There are a number of like candles burning, like mounted onto the walls, just illuminating the room with a light yellow flicker. You get that old charity shop book smell
Oh,
as you enter. It kind of fills your nostrils, and you see a little makeshift desk about your height, actually. Like it looks like it's made to be about your height.
what?
So
like
that you can
so
see
that I
over
can
the top
use
of
it?
it.
Okay, cool.
And then behind that is a arched door with beads hanging down from it, and you hear from in the room next to it just, "Oh, please give me a second," and you hear a lot of paper rustling and such, and then, I wasn't expecting you, friend. Is Ivani with you? I could have swore I heard her voice.
I'm just gonna just gonna say in her voice again, "Hello."
Oh, I had assumed Ivani would have been with you, seeing as you two got off in this town together.
Gonna go and open the door and just let the other two in.
Yeah, I go last on purpose.
We just really
Oh.
want to fuck with him.
Just a bit.
Ivani, there you are. How lovely to see you again.
Ah, welcome. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yes, it's been almost 4 days.
I mean, considering what happened, I'd say that's long enough.
That is very true. Lives don't last long nowadays, do they?
What?
And I show off a few of these scars from the attack the other day. And I sort of point at them and say, "Oh, it really does."
Oh, I had heard about the wolf attack. You know, I was at the gate as it happened. They refused to let me in because of what had happened. They thought that I was one of the people that let the wolves in. I'm a simple cartographer. What would I possibly be doing with wolves? And he kind of like scratches his head and like looks very confused at the thought. He kind of leans in next to you and goes, "These Grippli have really started to warm up to newcomers thanks to you lot. You know, you're doing a great thing here. For so long, so few people have been able to access Basinf, and now look at it. It turns out it's a vibrant city filled with wonderful little people. I say little in general terms. I myself am quite short." And he kind of like smirks and like pulls off his glasses and cleans them like he's told a really funny joke.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and start looking around the store.
I give my hand out with a few berries, fake berries with prestidigitation.
To who? Me or Aaron?
No, Aaron, of course.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He looks at you, points his fingers at you in like finger guns, although you wouldn't know what guns are, given, you know, the technological era that you're in. He goes, "I've seen you do that one before, friend."
Oh, I just came to give them back, you know, from last time. Think you would have liked it.
Yes, I remember. I actually got kicked off the ship in the next town because of that. But let's not dwell on the past. He points at Calanthea and goes, "Ah, Horned Lady. I never actually got your name. Do apologise me. I'm Aaron, and you are?"
Calanthea.
Calanthea, what a wonderful name. Please give me a moment. And he like scurries off into the back, and you hear more paper throwing around. Calanthea, you would have had this noise before. And he in the background, you hear him going, "Oh, I had it this morning. Where is it gone?" And like you hear table being thrown over, and then he goes, "Ah, of course, the last place you look." You hear him grab a bit of paper and run back out, and he slaps on the desk and he goes, "I do believe you paid for this yesterday, friend. But this is the map I promised you. I had to redraw it again. You would be amazed at the amount of times that you can get a single house wrong and people get confused." And he hands you the map to the next town over of Cassavault. Oh,
Yay.
Cassavault, sorry.
I thank him graciously.
Please don't thank me. It's my job, and you paid me to do my job. That's all there is to it. Don't think too much into it, please.
Would we see this as well, or only?
I only slapped it on the table, so yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'm still looking around the room.
Slap it on there.
And then he turns back to Ivani. He like leans on the desk with like dreamy eyes, and he's like, "So what have you been doing the last couple of days?"
Can I roll
Well.
insight?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, there you go. +4. 12.
He's being genuine, from what you can tell.
Does it seem like he is a bit into Ovani?
Yes.
Also. Okay.
So he's like leaning with his elbow on the table and like his head in his hands, and he's like, "So, is there anything I can do for you, Ivani, or are you just here to pay me a visit?"
Oh.
Just gonna stick my tongue in my beak.
Well,
like,
So I look at them and I say, "Oh, I just came by to, see your friend again. It's lovely to see you here again."
Yes, it is. Please. I'm so sorry. He like takes off his glasses, which are misting up a little bit, and he cleans them off. And he goes, "Can I interest you in anything from the store? As a thank you, and for other reasons, I'll let you have a book from the store for free."
Oh, and when he says that, Ovani is very interested now, very sort of surprised almost, and sort of looks around in the room and What's around in this room? Just a lot of maps and items, or
There are no maps yet. It seems like he keeps all of his maps in the back room. Other than that, it just looks to be a general mishmash of books. He does lay 3 on the table from behind his his little desk. He goes, I think these may be up your alley. One of them is a book on general like seafarer knowledge that you wouldn't know from being on the boat. He goes, I keep this one to commemorate the time that we met. One of them looks to be an old scrap book with a couple of flowers like pressed in between it that doesn't look to be anything of knowledge in it. He's like, this one I found on my travels on the way here, actually, just thrown by the wayside on the road. It's such a shame. Beautiful flowers in here though. And the last one seems to be just a leather-bound book that looks blank inside. There's not a whole lot going on. He's like, this one is very interesting. I may have to keep this one for myself, to be honest. Strange things with this book. Strange things. I get the feeling it may be something magical, but I can't quite tell.
does that book seems familiar to me?
No?
No. Okay.
He opens it and like flicks through the pages to like show you. He's like, it's all completely blank apart from every now and again there's what looks to be singe marks on some of the pages in the center, almost forming a pattern. It's very peculiar. I'm trying to find out what it means.
Can I go up to the thing and just like try and get him to let me have a look?
He grabs a hold of the book and he goes, any friend of Ivani's is a friend of mine, and like passes it over to you.
I'd say in Ovan's voice, just thank you, and then just starts looking through it, trying to figure out what's up with it.
I'm not going to get used to that. I'm going to be honest. That's
Just laugh and,
Same,
just shrug.
same. Yeah, I guess I sort of peek over Little Bird's head and look in the book itself.
Yeah, just like he said, it's an empty book, and then occasionally in the center of the book there is like an arch of burn marks.
Can I tell anything from the pattern of them?
It's not really a pattern, it's just a burn in an arch. Like the pages themselves. It doesn't seem to transfer onto the pages above or below. It's just some pages have an arched burn mark in them on the center of the page.
Does it look like they've been burnt and then put in, or does it look like
No,
does it look like they've been transferred into this book, or does it like?
No, it looks like it was just an ordinary blank book with a couple of burn marks on it.
Can I do a Arcana check to see if there's just any magical effects that I would maybe notice?
Do you have detect magic?
No, I don't.
Okay, yeah, do an Arcana check.
Okay, let's see.
I was going to say the same, but I don't know shit.
22 total.
Fucking Christ.
Damn. Okay, so you do detect magic from this book. Although you didn't cast detect magic, you can tell that this is most definitely a book with magical properties. Simply based on the fact that you have seen a similar book to this before, only once. He looks at it and he goes, Can I show you something in particular that I find interesting
I'm
about
just going
this?
to hold it back out to him and thank him.
He takes the book back and he takes a little vial of surprisingly wolf's blood. He goes, they were selling this at the local market. I'm not quite sure where they got it.
I'm just going to give him like a, whoa, what the
And he kind of splashes the book with a bit of blood. And you notice that the burn mark kind of recedes and fills in the page again. And you see like the imprint of a hand on it in the blood.
Oh. Okay, so I lean in and I very closely examine this.
It looks very similar to something else you have just received.
Yes, and I sort of look back at Aaron and I say, this book is. Where did you find this?
It was given to me on the wayside. Very peculiar fellow, very short, hooded. didn't quite seem to know what was going on. Handed me the book and told me to hold on to it for safekeeping and that he'd be back for it later. I couldn't help but delve into a bit of research. If you know me, you know I love my research.
Can I pull out my notebook and just write down, how did you find this out and show it to him?
I was making my maps, as I do, and I got a paper cut. My blood went on the page, and so it happened. I got curious, tried it again with a bit more of my own blood, and the process repeats.
I take the book and I say to her, Aaron, is it okay if I keep this one? It's very peculiar.
I would really rather you didn't. I'm not sure when the person will be back to get it back from me.
I see. I'm proposing then something else. Could I, for the time being, sort of study this book with you? Or maybe on my own? I really want to.
If you would like to come back to my shop later on tonight, I would be more than happy to do research.
She's
with
gonna
you.
fake gag again.
You can put this
Nothing
out.
like that. I'm involved in my research. Please don't think it's anything more, unless you want to.
Oh god.
You may have encountered something similar to this, actually, Tabby. Maybe once.
Ah. Yeah. I suppose maybe would I be able to examine it based on my history?
Do you have detect magic?
I don't think so. No. I have warding magic.
As Erin's hand goes over and puts his hand on Ovani's hand, whilst holding the book starts to open and the pages flicker through and stuff, and he goes, oh, this is quite peculiar. I've never seen anything like this.
Okay, so I immediately throw the book away, just to the side, and I very sort of carefully make sure nobody touches that book anymore.
I'm gonna, the second she moves suddenly, I just put my hand on my sword. For the second she moves suddenly, sorry.
No, it's nothing like that. I promise. I've never seen anything like this. The book pages, although they've been the book itself has been thrown to the side, start to flicker through faster and faster, back and forth and back and forth, revealing the hand with the blue flame. And you watch as runes start to slowly float out of the book and ebb towards Ovani.
Oh, can I try and see if I understand them?
Do you speak Celestial? Does anyone speak Celestial?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you would be able to just read these runes. You see the words that say chill, necromancy, and stuff like that. The runes are slowly ebbing closer towards Ovani, and then all of a sudden, all of the runes blast inside of Ovani, and she gets knocked back a little bit.
Can I cast warding magic on her?
Yeah?
I was about to
I'm
ask,
gonna do that.
because is it necromantic in nature?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, just because if it was, I feel like I might feel something.
The book itself is now completely empty. The pages have fizzled away to a crisp, so now it's just the shell of the book.
I'm still on my sword. I want to go up and sort of
thing.
poke it with my foot.
Next, I would like you to add chill touch to your cantrips, please.
Ah, for fuck's sake, Sin. Okay.
Oh, welcome to the Chill Touch Club.
Vani curses a lot and runs outside.
I'm gonna just kick the book with my foot and then just be confused and try to follow her or him.
Erin kind of looks amazed at this, and he goes, "No, Ravani, please don't leave. This is amazing."
So do I do anything now because I've cast warding magic on her?
The magic ward hits Ivani. Nothing particular happens.
So I take out my own notebook and I sort of look at it and sort of go through the pages. Would anything sort of come out to me and help me, I guess?
Not particularly. All it's done is give you a cantrip. As you're outside flicking through your notebook, Erin kind of runs outside and grasps you by the arm and goes, How do you feel? Are you okay? This is astounding. I've never seen one before.
Can I do something? It might be a little too much, but I would like to roll stealth.
Okay.
This is D20 plus 5. That's 18.
Okay.
I'd like to sneak up behind Erin and
Oh no.
sort of put my blade against like somewhere vital, like probably a liver, and just
Yeah. Easily enough, you do it, and he goes, No, please, it's nothing like that.
Hand on his shoulder, blade against his liver, just like waiting.
He starts sputtering and looks very worried, and he's like, please, no, it's nothing like that. I was simply given this book. I never thought I'd see one of these books in the flesh. I'm sorry if I seemed excited.
So Ovani sort of points towards Aaron and says, what did you just say? And Ovani's very serious and very just.
I never thought I'd
Angry.
see one of these books before.
These
Grimoires
books.
are very, very rare.
Grimoires? What?
I think the second I see Albani look angry, I tighten the grip on his shoulder.
No. A grimoire is a magical book that bestows the reader of the grimoire with a spell.
Bestows? No,
Yes,
you.
you have the spell now. No one else. The book is blank. The book could not be used again. You have a spell. Completely for free, no research. You already have it in your head. Grimoires are amazing, but they are so rare. For so many years, nobody's been able to find one. To think I had one in my hands. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize sooner. Nothing bad will happen. I promise you. I'm not going to attack you. Please remove the blade from my back.
I sort of gesture with my hand to keep quiet towards Aaron. Sort of calmly but very seriously, and I say, these books are cursed. You have no idea what's going on. You will tell me everything about this grimoire and the person that you saw. And Avani gives out this big sigh of sort of anger and frustration.
Yes, of course. Allow me to give you my own personal knowledge on grimoires from what I have read. The last recorded grimoire was found over 150 years ago. It is led to believe that they were written by deities themselves to bestow humanoids and general travelers with the power that they might need to survive without any of the research. It's an instantaneous spell. It just became a part of who you are. It is not a curse.
Can I pull the blade back a bit and sort of like cut him off? I just want to pull the blade back a bit so that it's not like pressing against him, and
Yeah.
cut him off and say, "The Raven Queen."
No, I'm not sure what that is, but last I heard, that the last people that used grimoires 150 years ago were simple merchants and travelers who wanted not to hire barbarians and simple mercenaries to protect them. The spells themselves aren't that strong, or so I've heard. But it seems that you have a spell now. I'm not sure what it is. I personally don't speak whatever language the runes were, but please, you have to believe me. This is not a negative thing. You have just received something that takes some people 15 plus years to learn.
I turn my back towards Aaron and I say in a very not angry anymore, but sorrowful tone, do you have any idea what the cost is with this kind of power?
There is no cost. That's the beautiful thing about grimoires. They cause no harm to the user. It is just the same as if a mage was to learn the spell himself.
And
It's
I pull out my own notebook, and I flip through the first pages, and I show it to him.
okay. What does he see?
You would see sort of magical texts and sort of writing, very similar to, at least I would assume, very similar to that.
Well, is it
Grimoire.
written in Celestial?
No, it's not written in Celestial. It's sort of out of character. It would be sort of a copy from Celestial, I guess, to another language. But
Oh, it's a translation.
yeah, pretty much a translation.
I don't understand that language. Please, you just have to believe me. Is there anything I can do to help? I can tell you the last known whereabouts of where the last grimoire was used.
Vani just lets out a big sigh, puts the notebook, his own notebook, away, and really doesn't know what to do.
I think probably try and meet Obani's eye and try and gauge what they're gonna do.
For a moment, Erin looks really worried, and then an expression of sheer joy and delight comes over his face, and he goes, Please, give me just a moment. One of you can follow me inside. I have something that may help if this is causing a problem for you.
Yeah, I look at Aaron and I look back at Little Bird and I sort of gesture, I guess. Fine, but only one chance. That's the only chance you'll get.
I promise I
Nod and
won't
let
let you
go and
down.
fade back.
He
Puts the blade away.
he scutters into his hut and a moment later comes out with a very, very beaten book and starts frantically flipping through the pages of it until he comes across a page and he starts tapping on it and goes, if you can find one of these books, there are a lot of places that have them. The last place I heard that had one, although the grimoires themselves haven't been found for years, these books are still in circulation. The last place I heard that they had one of these is in the Grand Duchy of Flasangia. These are essentially the predecessors to the grimoires. Not predecessors so much. I'm sorry, I'm very stressed. These are the human reproductions of grimoires. Rather than bestowing magic to a user, they can remove it and store it within the book itself, ready to be used again by another person. If it is becoming that much of a problem, please, I will keep all of my possible sources open to try and find one. I'm so sorry that this has happened. I didn't realize this would be a problem for you. For most people, receiving a spell completely for free without any study or knowledge would be an amazing feat.
To my knowledge, any kind of grimoire, as you call it,
Yeah,
does
grimoire.
not. Yeah, but I mean in character. Any sort of grimoire, as you call it, does not come for free. I've seen it happen before, at a great price.
That is completely understandable. I'm so sorry. I will most definitely keep my eyes and ears out for one. I didn't realize it would become a problem. I'm sorry. I didn't even know it would be a grimoire. Now to cut to Kyrie and leave you while all this is happening. Kyrie, what questions are you going to ask the barkeep?
So, do these people come here often?
At least every couple of weeks or so, yes.
Can I just ask if I have the napkin, or do I not have the napkin with the symbol?
You have seen the napkin, but Ashley has the napkin at the
Okay.
moment, but
She
you have seen the symbol.
Right. I'm gonna inquire more about helping, obviously, the town move the stuff.
Yep.
And I'm probably gonna get prepared for that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're moping around doing whatever book study.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get myself prepared for that.
Yep.
And just basically ask what to do, where to go, etc.
Right. Well, if you wait around here, they'll be here sure enough. As long as you keep out of their way, I can put a word in and say that you're willing to help them move merchandise and that you're trusted members of the city. Don't let them know you're new here. They will not trust you if you are new here.
Alright, sure. Is there any reason why I can't have a drink here?
All the food and drink is prepared for them. We do have some left over from yesterday, if you would like that, but it's a bit warm by now.
I'm really parched. I would prefer if I could have it.
She
politely.
kind of nods and goes, I'll tell you what, seeing as though you're gonna help them and stuff, I suppose I can play it by the you guys are technically guests of honor as well. And she kind of jumps down and you hear a mug filling up and she puts it on the table and she goes, I'm not jumping up with it though, I've just cleaned.
Alright, I'll take a swig. Could you describe the taste to me, please?
Yes, I can. Again, quite happily. So, the fluid itself is frothy, has quite a head on it, and is carbonated. It almost tastes like if you were to take the caramel aspect of Coca-Cola and turn that into a cider. The fluid itself is dark grey with like orange swirls in it. Not so much swirls, but in the light it looks orange, but under the light it just looks like a grey liquid, and it's ever so slightly glittery, but you're not sure if that's the light reflecting off the bubbles or if that is the actual drink itself.
Mm-hmm. I guess cautiously sip and eat my wolf jerky.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, basically just waiting.
Yeah.
Dwindling time down. Is anyone else in the bar?
No, everyone's cleared out of the bar because they know that they're arriving today.
Hello, fair barkeep. Would you like to store my weapons for when these people come in? Will they feel intimidated if I brandish weaponry before them?
Probably, yes. I mean, they're merchants, but they're involved in quite a number of things, so if you pull a sword on them, or even in the same room as them, things may not go down so well. I will happily keep your weaponry, not just for your sake, for my own as well. You have to understand, I'm also at risk doing this for you.
I would like to give her my long sword.
Hides it under the desk.
I will keep my trowel though.
Obviously. She kind of leans on the table and she goes, you know, really starting to warm up to you new folks. Not so much on the fact that you're helping people with the black market, but more, you know, you saved my son and you seem like decent folk. All things considered, I can see you getting along with quite a few members of the town. At this point, Trickle kind of wanders in. Mum! And she's like, what is it, Trickle? He's like, fix the fountain, finally! And she's like, what was wrong with it? And he goes, there was a leaf stuck in it. She goes, fuck's sake, Trickle. Every fucking time, it's always a leaf. You would have learned by now. And she kind of like puts her hands in her head and goes, where did I go wrong with that child?
Oh,
Trickle hears this and just kind of carries on happily. Looks at you and goes, don't worry, mummies are like this a lot. Trickle kind of wanders out again. The leaf is now stuck to the back of his head. I love Trickle.
I too love
You all like him?
Would you like to take a quick 5-minute break?
Yeah, I can do.
Sure. Yeah.
So although we don't have any at the moment, This break time, mid-session, is usually where we will display artworks done by the community and such, and have their usernames and stuff like that on the screen, because this is session 1. We don't have any at the moment, but if any do get done, please feel free to send them our way, as long as you're okay with them being in a video and stuff, and we will happily put them in the space that we have when we take a break. Anyway, sorry for interrupting. Back to D&D. Okay, so Breeze, you're just chatting with the barmaiden, who none of you have asked their name yet, but that's
I don't
okay.
really care enough.
And the rest of you are stood outside with Aaron. Aaron is showing Ivani the pages in the book, so Ivani can take notes of this book that will essentially remove this thing.
I think while I've got a second, I want to just draw in my notebook.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send you the thing I'm going to draw.
Okay.
Yeah, I am very carefully and sort of detailed drawing and writing everything down from the book of, or like from the description that the halfling is giving us.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw that in my book, and I'm going to just write above it, have you seen this sword?
And show it to Aaron?
Yeah, I'm going to just keep it for later as well. But I'm going to show it to him and see it, if he knows.
He looks at it and goes, I'm sure a blacksmith could make it for you, but as you're aware, we
just
only
roll
sell
my eyes and
books
close
here.
the book and put it back in my bag.
As you guys are by the south gate, you hear the gate open, and 3 carts with a number of rather rugged-looking merchants start to come in. Grippli are clearing the streets, and Aaron goes, "Oh, I wonder what's going on. I hope we haven't caused a fuss."
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder, shake my head, and point back to his store, and just try and get across, like, go back inside.
Okay, I will be sure to. I'm so
I'm going to
sorry.
pull my book back out and write, dangerous, don't come out.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I've caused any trouble. Please come and find me afterwards and let me know that you're all okay. You see as they start to make their way towards the tavern on a very similar route that
I'm
you
going to
did.
sort of step back and, like, put my hand on my sword and watch him go by.
A couple of them glance at you and kind of shake their head like, don't think about it.
I'm just going to give him that fucking beaky grin. And just...
As you
love
do
to.
so, the carts stop. And out the front cart, a rather old-looking female wood elf steps out. She's got very long, curled black hair that kind of glistens in the light, and hazel eyes. Her skin is like a gorgeous shade of silky green, and she looks quite muscular. She kind of walks over to you and goes, "And who are you?"
I'm going to say in that woman's voice again, little bird.
"Well, little bird, you're either here to help us or you're here to be against us. Which is it?"
I'm just going to shrug and shake my
I'm
head.
gonna barge in and be like, help. We are here to help you. Anything you need, do let us know.
I'm just going to keep shaking my head behind her. Like, no.
"Well, judging by your motley crew, I'm going to trust the person that can talk common fluently, unfortunately. If you're here to help,
Ooh.
meet us in the tavern in, say, an hour. Or, actually, no. Get on the cart." And she kind of gestures to an empty cart and
I'm going to
says,
say in her voice, no.
Oh,
"I would
God.
really rather don't cause trouble in the town. This town has been beneficial for us, and we try to do our best to help this town. I simply want to get this over and done with so I can go back to my home."
I'm going to... this is going to be weird. But I'm going to try and stitch some voices together. I'm going to say... In Ovani's voice, go. In her voice, on. and then back in Ovani's voice then, and just sort of nod my head towards the tavern. Go on then.
I see you're going to cause trouble.
And then in Ovani's voice and then her voice, no trouble.
Can someone that actually speaks common try and get across what this little bird is trying to say?
Ovani is very quiet right now, not
I'm
really
gonna say-
doing anything.
Again, no trouble. And then... Oh, I got it. No trouble, and then from in her voice, and then you in Kyra's voice.
Oh god.
This is very complicated.
She
So
puts her hand, like, on her back, like, and lifts a bit of cloth, revealing, like, the handle of a rather large sword,
Oh Christ.
and
gonna-
says,
It's good to have to push my jacket out of the way and just show my sword. Be like, shall we?
I would really advise that you help me. We have 13 people with us right now, and a further 12 people waiting outside. You can either help us, or you can stay out of our way.
Yeah, Ovani just walks up in the
Oh.
guards, like she
Um,
said. Just...
I want to say in the mayor's voice, option, and then in Ovani's voice, 3.
Oh my god. Stop causing trouble!
I'm playing the character. I'm sorry.
Ovani's just sitting there like, oh no, not again.
I'm gonna try and meet Ovani's eyes and see if I've gone too far.
I'll tell you what, she walks up and places a hand on you.
I'm gonna
she's
just stare at the hand as she talks to me.
she's about no, like she's put it on your head. She's about like 6'7", and she goes, "I'll tell you what, little one. You help us, and we'll make sure there's coin in it for you. How does?" And she looks at the rest of the group. She goes, "How does 50 gold for helping us move 3 barrels sound?"
I want to oh fuck. I want to say no in Ovani's voice, and then coin in hers, and then pull out my book and show her the sword.
Oh, please.
She
I'm gonna
looks at.
step in front and just be like, and turn to Little Bird and be like, go inside.
I'm
In
gonna
a very.
grab Calanthia's arm and just pull her out the way, like I'm trying
Oh,
to talk.
Oh,
She looks at the book and kind of picks it up and holds it in front of her face. Like, while your arm's still holding onto it, you're like reaching up, holding the bottom of it at this point. She goes, "Don't worry, I'm not going to take your book off you. If you're looking for a sword like that, we may be able to help."
And then I'm gonna shake my head and say, "Not sword," in Ovani's and her voice, and then in that woman's voice again, "Scythe."
We still might be able to help. I'll tell you what, you help us move the barrels, and we will take you to where you can get that kind of scythe.
I'm gonna grin at her again, take the book from her hands, put it back in my pocket, and then say, "And in Ovani's," then coin in hers, and then for them in Ovani's voice again, and nod towards the other two.
Aw.
You want me, for the sake of moving 3 barrels while we drink, to take you to where you can get this item and pay your friends.
Sounds
I'm
reasonable
gonna
to me.
say, oh god, this is gonna be the right. No in Ovani's, then work in her voice, and then for you in I think probably Kyra's voice, and then I'm gonna just sort of like step back and just be like, just open my arms, like, you know, I can handle myself. I'd just be like, and protection in probably the mayor's voice.
Fine. We will pay you 10 gold pieces to share between you for helping us move these barrels while we have a drink and something to eat after our journey. And we'll take you to get your scythe Because this town has been profitable for us, and we would hate to cause harm to this town's
Make it
guests.
30.
Oh, fuck.
She looks at you, and she like steps up to you, still tall above you, and goes, "We've came to an agreement, dear. Let's not push your luck, okay?" And kind of rubs the top of your head like you would a child.
Ugh.
I'm going to try and get her attention again and say, again, no trouble. And then from me, and then no trouble from you, and hold my hand out.
If you do not cause trouble and help us move the barrels, then we will not cause trouble for you. I'm getting frustrated and I need some ale. So will you be coming with us?
I'm literally holding my hand out to shake.
Oh, she holds out a rather sizable, like she's a wood elf, but man is she hench.
She's
Like
thick.
a rather sizable hand, and like claps it against your little crow hand, and like her entire hand envelops yours, and she shakes it and goes, "Okay, please get on the cart so we can get this over with."
I'm just going to shake my head and start walking to the tavern.
Why would she cause trouble, please? She puts her head in her hand and goes, "Alright, we'll leave the squalor to make their own way there." And gets on the cart and rides off to the tavern.
I think she, you know, if anyone's looking, I think it's just see Little Bird flinch as she says that. But you know,
Okay.
I mean,
back straight, confident, walking away.
I would have got on the cart.
I am on the guard, so.
Whatever they do is secondary, but I have a reputation.
As you two are riding in the cart that's like next to her, because the roads are quite wide for the small town. They have to be because they have a lot of trade. She leans over and goes, "I'm really glad that you two have at least decided to ride the cart. It doesn't cost anything to be nice, you know."
Is she saying that loud enough for me to hear?
She would have passed you at this
Oh,
point.
right. I think I'd probably shout at the cart. Everything
Shit,
has a
Maya's
cost.
voice.
No, I think everything has a cost.
She kind of like, she doesn't hear you. She's too busy just talking to the other members of her troop.
Yeah, I guess when she says that, Vani was a little bit like down, I guess, but now he's
Yeah.
like sort of shakes it off and it's like, alright. And he sort of responds, "Well, yes, indeed, it's normal to be polite to other people."
In our line of work, it can be difficult to find nice people. Let's put it that way. People who are willing to contribute. The cart pulls up by the side of the tavern, and she gestures to the little hut next to the tavern, and she goes, "The barrels are in there. Please load them on as you will. We'll be out in an hour. Please don't interrupt us. It's not often that we get to have a drink to ourselves nowadays. Traveling is difficult, as I'm sure you're aware."
To whom did she say
That was to you and Tabby, because
okay.
Little Bird is still making their way up.
Yep, I guess I get off and sort of start loading the barrels, but kind of slowly.
Okay, so between the two of you, you manage to do the first two barrels relatively easy. It just feels like the first one seems to be filled with fish. There's quite a strong odor from it, so you get the impression that it is fish that was caught here. The second one seems to be ale. It kind of sloshes around and makes it a little bit hard to carry. The third one is heavier than the both of them. And it requires two of you. I'd like you both to make a strength check.
Can I walk past as they're loading and just laugh at them?
Yeah.
Just be like, you have to work.
I'm just an idiot.
I did a 17.
Okay. Tabby, how much did you do?
18.
Okay. So, although you both rolled high, you pick up this barrel and get it onto the cart. And as you put it down, you hear a
Hmm.
Did I hear what I just thought I heard?
I think you did just hear what you thought you had.
Should we open the barrel?
What kind of lid does it have? Is it like sealed off or just?
It's a standard like ale barrel that's been sealed.
Hmm.
Cause I think there's
Um.
a lady on.
Yeah. I guess I'll and Avani just knocks on the barrel a couple of times.
Ooh, yeah, I think we should open this one.
Do I?
I
hear
mean-
this?
I mean, if you're with them, then yeah.
I mean, I would have walked past as they were loading. I don't know if I would have stuck around.
Can I like psst over to Little Bird?
I mean, yeah.
And just walk over and try and figure out what's happening.
I whisper to you. There's a person in there.
Oh, I'm going to draw my sword and say to Calanthea in. Gonna have to do more word stitching here.
Just say your sentences, and then say in this voice, and that voice.
They have to pay in Ovani's, Kyrie's, and probably the leader woman's voice.
Yeah.
Let's
Um,
open the barrel first. Let's see what's
Okay.
inside.
Just gonna flick my blade and just hold it out by the blade to Ovani and just like offer my sword as leverage to open it.
So I take the sword, but I sort of hint towards Little Bird, and I say, keep a lookout on
Oh,
those.
actually, rather than that, I'm gonna put my sword back away and pull a crowbar out my bag. 'Cause I have
Oh,
one.
okay.
Oh yeah, you got a crowbar.
I have a crowbar and a hammer.
Yeah, so I guess I take the crowbar instead.
Yeah, you pop it off, and inside, although it's quite dark, you can see
Before
like
they do that, can I roll stealth and try and hide near the entrance of the tavern?
Yeah.
14?
You're relatively well hidden. You hide around the side where the quest board is, so people walking past that street will see you, but initially coming out of the tavern, they won't.
I want to
But
try
you
and
are-
like look nonchalant and just like I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, you are a good like 20 feet though from the door.
Just the second if I see it open, I'm gonna sprint up to it.
So yeah, you
who's inside?
you don't see much, but you see a like soft green skin and like hands bound. It looks to be a child with a gag in his mouth.
Oh God.
He's like,
Yeah, I take off the gag.
I want to try and motion towards Calanthea or someone and just like put my fingers in my beak and try and get him to be quiet.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really thought they'd transport me better. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, who are you?
The name's Fozhug.
Foshug. Okay.
Ah, okay, yeah.
What do you
He
mean
kind of
transfer?
stands up a little bit, and you can see that it's a young male half-orc. He's got like short, wavy silver hair and kind of cyan eyes, and he's a little bit on the chubby side.
Mood.
Transfer? Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, okay.
That'll be just Calanthea because she's the one that asked it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
She's a warlock though, so it's plus cat charisma, which she's good with. Hopefully.
Wow.
What did
5.
you roll?
Oh.
Luckily for you, Fozhug doesn't seem the brightest. He goes, "Oh well, my dad." He looks at you like really concerned. His eyes seem kind of vacant. And he goes, "Yeah, I was thinking they would transport me better. My dad said that well, the plan was to sell me to these people, and get the gold, and then I was going to run away and go back to him. That way we had a bit more gold, you know.
Yeah, but how old are you?
Me? Oh, well, I'm, And he starts counting on his fingers, and you can see he's got an extra finger on his left hand. He goes, I'm 14, miss.
You shouldn't be doing this.
Well, needs must, isn't it?
Yeah, but
You need
does
the
your dad have
gold,
a
you
job?
need the gold. But my dad's a farmer.
Oh, doesn't pay
Yeah.
well, huh?
Well, no, it doesn't pay at all when you're farming for yourself.
Oh.
You can't really sell the produce you need to eat. You gotta use your brain for that.
Christ. This dude sucks.
Well, I don't know what to say to that.
He kind of looks. He's looking at you, and he starts shaking a little bit. He goes, "I'm gonna be honest with you, lady. As much as I didn't enjoy being in that barrel, it was rather warm. Can you put me back in so me and my dad can finish our plan?"
Yeah, I sort of bet the back of I forget your names. Calantia.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were asking my name. Sorry.
I bet the back
I'm
of.
Fozhug, by the way.
Good to know. I'm Ovani. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Ivani. I'm Fozhug.
Yeah, I bet the back of Calantia and just good luck with this. I sort of
Wait,
walk
have
away.
I got to try and heft him in there?
No, he's stood in the barrel.
Oh.
He's just asking if you can reseal the lid.
Oh. Oh yeah, okay. Just like tap him on the head so he like squats down, I guess.
All right, miss. Well, you know, best of luck with whatever you choose to do. Hope you have a good one. Next time you see me, I'll be 150 gold up. Hey! And kind of sits down in the barrel, like looking really smug with himself, waiting for the lid to be closed on him again.
Oh boy. Okay, I'll close the lid down and give it a little tap. Goodbye, Fozhug.
Goodbye. I never got your name.
Calanthea.
Oh, my name's Fozhug. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Goodbye.
I need a drink.
I'm gonna walk back over as they close the barrel and just hold my hand out from my crowbar and just be like, so, you know, what? So, what happened?
Well, he's been sold for gold and he's okay with it.
I can still hear you. Is
Oh.
that another person?
I'm gonna say in Ovani's voice, no.
Oh. Alright. I'm Fozhug, by the way.
Just gonna shake my head and just walk away and try and get into the tavern.
It's at this point you can understand why they gagged him as well.
Oh. You forgot to gag him. Oh. Can we open the lid again and gag him again?
Yeah,
If you
sure
want.
enough, you open the lid and he's like, "Oh, we there? That was quick.
Oh my god.
You're Barney and
Calanthea.
Calamity, yeah.
Oh
I'm
god.
Fozhug.
I'm just gonna shake my
Okay.
head and walk away and go into the tavern.
Yeah, I gag him and close the lid again. Just.
Fozhug.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, as you swing open the doors of the tavern, weirdly, Kyrie is sat at the desk with the bandit lady from before, just having a drink and chatting.
I'm just gonna walk up and just tap her on the shoulder and be like, oh fuck.
Maybe we should have stopped him.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
just like,
too late now.
bro, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna go, literally just gonna go up and just like tap her on the shoulder, get her attention, like, What the fuck, man?
Who,
Come on.
Kyrie? Or,
Yeah, Kyrie,
or-
Kyrie.
Okay.
We'd be like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're back. What have you been up to?
Foss hug.
Fuzz who?
Who is Fozzhug?
Foss hug.
She kind of looks at you very, like, worried. You- You looked in the fucking barrel, didn't you?
I have no idea what you were on about.
She kind of gestures for the barkeep to go away, and she pulls, like, gestures for you to sit at the table. It's just her, one of her friends, and Kyrie, and you can see next to her, laid against the wall, is like a rather large meat cleaver that seems to be the weapon she had on her back. Like, it's about the same size as Little Bird. Like, it's a large sword. She goes, "Did he run away?"
No.
He didn't run away?
I met him before.
You're-
Yeah.
You know the child being sold? Oh, my voice has changed. You know the child. Wait, what was it before? Fuck, we're rolling with the change in voice. You know the child being sold?
He's being sold?
Make a fucking.
Perception?
No! Make a deception check, sorry.
7.
Are you including your modifiers in this?
Yeah.
Alright. She looks at you and she goes, "You're not a very good liar, are you?" She kind of goes,
I tried.
"If he didn't run away, and you're going the same way we are, as long as you don't mention it to people, throw an extra 10 gold your way to shut the fuck up about it.
Oh, delightful.
But I see you pull another stunt like that again, with any of our merchandise, I will not hesitate."
Yes, ma'am.
She polishes off her drink and slams it on the table and looks at Kyrie and is like, at Kyrie, and she's like, "Are you going to be drinking the rest of that, or shall I? Because we need to get a shimmy on."
I just kind of split half and half. I like pour half in her glass and then chug the rest of mine. I don't want to get too drunk, so...
I'm glad
That's
you
fine,
understand our friendship. She polishes it off again in another go and stands up. He goes, "Right, everyone, time to fuck off. We've got things to do and money to make." And she throws a coin pouch at the barkeep. The barkeep looks very concerned at the fact she's actually being paid for the things. And she goes, "That's for giving us a little bit of entertainment today." She
Right.
starts gesturing towards the door to get on the cart with you lot.
I'm actually gonna get on the cart this time.
Way.
She looks at you getting on the cart and goes, "Oh, what's wrong? Don't want to walk this time?"
Oh, hang on. How can I do this? I think I'm gonna say in the mayor's voice and then probably Kyrie's, "Fuck off."
"I'm glad you've decided to grow a pair, dear." And she pats you on the head again and kind of smiles.
I'm gonna just
It's
say
not
it, just
often
repeat it exactly the same.
It's not often that you see small folk with any kind of fucking semblance of... She just starts rambling about how she fucking hates people that don't stand up for themselves.
I'm just gonna... Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna look at her and just say, "Fucking foreigners."
I imagine that I had conversations with her about my gladiatorial purse.
Oh yeah, she gets along really well with you.
Yeah.
You're sitting in her cart, whereas the rest of them are sitting on a cart next to it.
I'm just gonna look at Kyrie and like, "Traitor."
Now, just because Kyrie is being given separate things to you lot, doesn't mean she's traitoring.
I'm just
Yes, I'm aware that I said traitoring. Leave me alone, or I will kick you off the cart. And sure enough, the carts begin moving. You're
While we're traveling, can I spend some time meditating?
Yeah, I mean, you're in a bumpy cart. So,
I mean, it's less of a meditation and more of a trance.
Yeah.
Just trying to get some information.
as you ride out of the city and stuff, you see Trickle's there, and he kind of gives a frantic wave, and he's like,
I'm gonna
"Bye-bye!"
wave back. I love it.
As you go through the south gate again, Erin leans out of his shop window, going, "Is it safe? Can I leave yet?"
Just gonna nod at him.
Okay, thank you. And he goes outside and slaps another fucking map on the wall with mud. The day carries on. You're all sat in the cart. It's a fairly uneventful ride.
Sin?
Hmm?
I would like to, while we're riding in the cart, play some music on my musical instruments.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I take out my musical instrument. I have to describe it. Okay. It's
a shamisen.
It's a shamisen, but it has a sharp end. Like a pointed
Nyax's
end.
hot glue gun does spear tip to his shamisen.
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
It's also classified as a weapon. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Can you play Despacito?
Where's
I
Wonder
like
War?
this song.
Do you take requests? Yes. Cool. Shut up.
That laugh was so fake, I hate.
Just say I'm unfunny. Jesus, don't
You're not funny.
patronize me. Yeah.
Not even.
The woman turns around and she goes, "I believe Kyrie knows my name, but I'm not sure if you lot do.
No.
The name is Idriden."
I'm gonna just be sat there still meditating and just be shh and just carry on.
Now, there's a couple of rules that we'll need to put in place when we get close to it. We can't have you finding out where... Are you aware of where we're heading?
No clue.
I'm just gonna say scythe.
I do not know, no.
Well, I'm sure you noticed the child in the barrel. We're
Yeah.
heading to a secret trader's location, we'll call it. And for such reasons, it must stay a secret. So I'm going to have to cover your eyes as we approach it so that you can't find where it is. Only certain people are allowed to know about it. I could get in trouble just taking you here. So please, when you're there, don't mention me. Don't mention anything to do with me, or I will know.
Quick question then.
Yeah?
If I'm blindfolded, does dark vision come into play or not?
No.
Well, no, because you're not using your eyes.
It only helps
If
when
I'm
you're in the dark.
No, because there's fabric in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I had a massive brain fart. Oh my god.
That's like saying, if I'm blindfolded and it's daylight outside, can I see perfectly fine?
I'm gonna answer it for you. Yeah, you can see the fabric.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
see
see
the
it
fabric
really
real
well.
Hi,
Hi,
mine,
mine.
So yeah, the sunlight starts to set. She looks at you all and she goes, "We don't take stops. It's best that way, especially with the kind of merchandise we carry. It involves
You mean
feed."
children?
She turns and looks at you with a deadpan expression. She goes, "Talk over me again, and I will throw you under the cart."
It's gonna
And she
laugh.
kinda
It's gonna laugh.
She
I stopped.
looks.
I stopped playing music.
The music was fine, dear. Please,
oh, okay.
don't stop doing the music, or I will throw you under the cart. As she says that, you
okay.
can hear a couple of the other merchants like chuckling, and you hear one of them go, "Oh, she's messing with them again." Where was I? We don't take stops because of the merchandise that we carry. Yes, and she looks at you. Occasionally, children. but we don't like getting involved in that kind of stuff. It's too messy, and it involves too much upkeep of the merchandise itself.
Can I wave at her and try and get her attention?
How may I help, small one?
Why kids? In probably Ovani and then Calanthia's voice.
There is a special market for children within the special market. It's not anything vile.
Before she even says that, I'm just gonna be like, yuck.
It's not anything vile. It has no sexual intention. There is... How do I put this delicately? There are certain beings. Fuck it. You're not telling them that I told you this anyway. The Fae will buy children from this special market.
But why?
I don't know what the Fae do with children. Would you like to ask them yourself?
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise it, but your burial, friend.
Mm.
The night kinda sets in, and you can see that the horses that are pulling their carts now have got lanterns lit on them. Obviously candlelight, but they're like sealed off with glass so that the wind doesn't affect them. And she turned around and looks at you all and goes, "This is the point where we're going to have to blindfold you. It'll take maybe another 3 hours, but I really can't risk you finding out." And she snaps her fingers, and a couple of the merchants get off their carts and walk over to you.
As she's talking, I'd like to just sort of blindfold myself and then go back into meditating.
Just to be on the safe side, dear, we're going to do it.
I'm just going to pull my hood down and just let them do their thing, but not move.
They tie blindfolds around it, all of you, completely obscuring your vision.
I guess I'm still playing the music while blindfolded.
I mean, you can try if you want. Make a fucking
Sure.
make a performance check with disadvantage.
Oh no. Not my expertise. Oh, okay, 15. Not bad.
Yeah, occasionally you hit a bum note and you can hear people going, and then it just carries on as per normal. For the next 3.5 hours, the noises all sound very repetitive. A lot of hooves, the general chit-chat of the other merchants. Occasionally, Idriden will tell a joke and slap Kyrie on the back and laugh at her own joke. You can hear the sound of running water every now and again. And then the carts stop, and she picks Kyrie up and plops her on the ground and gets out. And she claps her hands and she's like, "Right, I need you all to make your way out of the cart towards me."
Wait, why did she Kyrie?
Because Kyrie was sat next to her.
Oh,
Yeah, but why am I being...
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna...
No, she picked you up and
manhandled.
sat you down. Like, picked you up and just put you on the ground so you didn't have to get out yourself because you're blindfolded and, like, 6 feet up.
Can I just sit there blindfolded and just do the uppy hands that, like, toddlers do?
Well, okay, so Kyrie had enough mutual respect to be friends, but still got blindfolded.
Yeah.
Mutual
Right.
respect, but not trust.
Yeah. She did only meet you today.
I wonder if I can get out. Tripping.
I mean, easily enough you will get out. I'm not going to ask you to make a fucking roll for getting out of a fucking cart.
Roll dex check.
I mean, maybe if you were like Kyrie size, yeah.
I mean, I'm being picked up.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess I'm picking up Little Bird then.
It's good that they're
You
doing
can't
the
see
uppy
Little
hands.
Bird.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Just hoping.
That a merchant picks up Little Bird.
I'm just
kinda
gonna, like, fist pump.
boots them on the beak and is like,
Oh,
I could get used to you guys. Kenku are pretty cool.
I was gonna say the exact same thing back in his voice.
Oh, never mind. I take it back. That's freaky.
Just gonna laugh at him.
Oh, he kind of like drops you on the floor.
Just gonna stay there.
She goes, right, you can take off your blindfolds now.
Alright.
Okay.
I just wanted to see how it would look trying to get out of a cart blindfolded. It's not often
Shit.
that you get to take people to... And she like kind of gestures towards a hole in the wall that's like lit up at the very ends with candles and goes, the black market, with like a
Ugh.
flourish.
I'm literally going to roll my eyes at her.
Jazz hands.
Yeah,
I guess I make the what's it called? If you have like a drum set and you do the
Oh, the drum roll.
Ba-dum-ts.
Oh,
yeah, but
yeah.
then with the shaman.
Bidding, donk.
Yep.
She goes, right, we'll go in first. You wait around. Give it an hour and a half. Then come in. Don't say you fucking saw me, or you even know who I am. Please, please don't say it. And for all intents and purposes, the cutest of you is the bird. Give all of your gold
Fist
to the
bump.
bird to keep it safe. There are a lot of unsightly types. Surprisingly, they mug the stronger looking ones.
I'm gonna give her a very offended look.
No offense, I'm sure you can hold your own. But for the sake of all of your gold, I would advise it.
I'm just gonna hold my hands out. I'm assuming no one does it, but I'm just gonna hold my hands out and wait.
No, I do it,
I
but
have no gold, so
I extend my hand with some gold. I drop it.
No,
None of it drops.
I
Gabby,
just
you do
sit
have
there like,
gold.
not again. They just try and get it out of Vanny's hand.
Tabby started with no gold.
Yes, but they literally got paid to shut up.
Oh no, you haven't been paid yet.
Oh,
yeah.
Um,
One does not get paid till mission.
can I talk to
She-
the wood elf?
She sees Little Bird with their hands held out. She goes, oh, yes, and your payment. And she slaps a load of gold coins in your hands, and then all of them cart inside. And after about half an hour, you go to check the coins. It's rubbed off, and it's painted coppers.
Figured as much. I'm still gonna
So
pocket
you're now 30 copper up.
Oh, mate.
Amazing.
I got 30
Well,
But
that's
you-
30 copper richer than I was.
Yeah.
Can I at least have one, please?
I'm literally just gonna like sit there with my hands out and wait.
So, sure enough, time passes. Whoever's decided to keep a hold of their gold does so. Whoever has
I'm
decided
gonna try
to give
and
their gold to...
stash mine somewhere. Not,
I'm just gonna.
I'm like on my
Curry-
person, but hidden.
Curry's just gonna throw a gold sash towards the bird.
Alright, how
I'll
much
catch
gold
it
did
and
you have?
hide it again.
15.
Oh,
Any coppers or silvers?
0.
Alright, Ashley add 15, Bree minus 15.
I guess I'm just holding on to my own for now.
I'll hide the bags as best I can.
So, you enter the cave after the allotted amount of time. There's a wind, but you can hear murmuring in the background. As you approach, you're hit with a myriad of different smells, stale and fresh and floral, and all kinds of fucking scents are hitting you. And there's colourful lights and magic being performed in the air. It's an amazing sight. But the closer you look, the more you notice that things are a little bit wrong. Towards the back, there's a fey creature. You can't quite make out what it is behind a veiled shop. and there is what looks to be a meat counter of meats that you're not really allowed to get and stuff. They're all like shabby wooden huts. There's a lot of like pots, people selling poisons and animal hides and stuff like that. And as soon as you enter, you hear a rather old voice going, "Little bird, little bird, little bird, little bird."
I'm gonna look over, surprised, and try and figure out what the fuck's happening.
Little bird, little bird, little bird. It gets louder and louder and louder, and slowly, this really old tabaxi that looked like she had black spotted fur that's all kind of faded now, and these like very, very old pale green eyes. She's about
Honestly,
5
as soon
foot
as I
3.
see that it's a tabaxi, I'll just sort of back off a little and put my hand on my sword.
Yeah, she's quite short and very skinny, sharp face, like kind of long, dirty nails, and she looks a little out of it. And she's like, "Little bird, little bird, little bird. Where's the little bird? Here's the little bird. Where's the little bird?" And she comes up and runs up to you, and she's going, "Little bird, little bird, little bird. Are you a little bird, little bird?" And she's like tapping her hands together.
I'm gonna say, I am Little Bird. Very confused.
Little bird here, little bird here, little bird here, little bird here. And she kind of like runs off and gestures for you all to follow.
I'm gonna follow her, but I'm gonna keep my hand on my sword.
Yeah, I'll follow very cautious.
As you follow this rather deluded tabaxi through a couple of back alleys and stuff, you see prostitution rings and stuff like that. Stuff that you wouldn't really see out and about in main cities. This seems to be like a hive for shit that's not okay. The tabaxi kind of like swings into this old hut that looks to be for housing. There's like a very strong like old dog and cat smell to it. Like old furred animal smell.
Ugh.
And she like pulls up a couple of dusty seats and sits them down next to a table and goes, little bird, sit. Little bird and friend, sit. Please sit, please sit. Little bird, sit."
I'll sit.
I guess we'll sit.
I guess it's time for a sit.
Stand apprehensively.
"Oh, okay, you stand, you stand, you stand. Okay, that's okay, you stand, you stand. Standing is good, standing is good. Sitting is also good, but standing is good." And she looks at little bird, and her face kind of gets a bit serious, and she goes, "Little bird, Raven Queen for little bird, Raven Queen for little bird."
Oh, I'm gonna say, how do you know her?
Can't say, not allowed to say, wouldn't be
Do
good
you
if I
work
said.
for her?
Not allowed to say, would be bad if I said. But have present for little bird, little present. Little
Sight?
present for little bird, little present for little bird from Quote Green.
I'm gonna say, scythe?
Give gold and I'll tell. Give gold. You got gold? If you give me gold, I'll tell. I'll give you things if you tell.
I'm going to... Does she look like she's, like, slightly blind? Does
A little bit, yeah.
Can I give her the bag with the 30 copper in it?
I use
Like, the ones that are still, like, gold on top?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to use prestidigitation to make it look gold.
Okay. Easily enough, you do that. You pass it to her, and it clanks against. She like grabs the bag with very shaky hands and like tears it open, and it spills across the table. She puts her nose up against the table and just starts. No, need gold. Don't try and scam me. Need gold for gold from Little Bird. Give present to Little Bird. Got present for Little Bird. Give gold.
How much gold?
Is that you saying it in like
Yeah.
voices? How much gold you got? 12 light gold. Give 12 gold. Gold give you present. 12 give you present for gold.
I'm just gonna say 2.
Give letter.
Letter?
Not all presents though. Not all presents got letter. Letter for Little Bird, but not all presents for 2 gold.
Alright, 4?
12 will give you letter and written letter by 12 for 4 gold.
I'm gonna say I need scythe.
Present for little bird. Present for little bird.
Is that all?
Presents for little bird. Multiple presents. Lots of presents for little bird from Queen.
5,
12 got them. 12 got them. 12 got the presents.
6,
12 got presents for little bird.
7. That's all I've got.
Riddles and riddles and riddles and riddles. 12 has presents if you have gold.
I'm going to. Fuck, I'm gonna. First of all, I'm gonna look at Kyrie and apologise.
I'm
And I'm
gonna
gonna.
look back very sternly.
I'm just gonna shrug and be like, I'm sorry, and pull out 12 gold. And
12,
literally,
12 like 12, 12
literally,
like 12.
like 3 rows of 4, and lay them out.
Yeah, all nicely lined up, 12 for 12, 12 for 12, 12 for 12.
12
She
for
like
12.
scratches them all into her hand and then throws them against the wall. And then she goes, 12 has a present for little bird. And she like pulls open a drawer really sharply and slaps a letter that's, it looks like it was meant to not be opened, but it's been opened.
I'm literally just gonna sigh.
On it says,
Dear little bird, we have had this capeche made for you to aid in your travels, and to ultimately serve and bring many offerings to me. Inscribed upon this blade, in Orin it reads, May this blade give you wings of blood. I have also had one of my own feathers folded into the blade itself, to always allow a piece of me to be by your side. From the Raven Queen.
I'm gonna. Does it have anything else?
after you've read the letter, she then slaps a little box on the table and goes, first present for little bird, first present for little bird.
First of all, I love her. Secondly, I'm going to open it.
Inside is a small silver chain with a gold tongue on it that's covered in small runes.
Oh. Okay. Can I Arcana check? Try and figure out what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a +2. Oh, 18.
Okay, so the item is called the Old Raven Queen's Necklace, and it allows you to telepathically communicate with people you trust within 60 feet. So you no longer need to stitch words together for companions and stuff. And then she goes, little bird, wait, little bird, wait, little bird, wait. Big present for little bird, big present for little bird. Big to little, big to little, big to little. And she runs upstairs and comes back down and throws, like, she's holding this cloth by a thing and she, like, throws it and it unfurls. And as it unfurls, Ashley, thrown at you through this rag that is now just in the air, is your capeche.
Can I grab it by the handle as it flies at me?
Yes, make a
Dex?
athletics check.
Athletics? Great!
Yeah.
And
No,
what?
yeah, make a dex check.
Oh, thank fuck. Roll. Oh god, 11.
Oh.
Okay, so you kind of fumble a bit and catch it. And
God, that's scary that was thrown to you.
yeah, the Tavacta goes, little bird knows, little bird knows, little bird knows how to use 12. 12 do good, 12 do good. And she kind of goes, now get out of my house, leave, nothing more for little bird, nothing more for little bird and friends, stinking up the place, please leave, please leave.
I'm going to thank her, and as she's going through this, just instantly leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the hell out.
I'm gonna follow, but like stare directly into 12's face.
She's like scrunched on the floor in the corner, kind of like Gollum, collecting up the gold, just going 12 for 12, 12 for 12, 12 for 12.
I love her. I love that she's utterly insane.
Yeah, as you exit
Yeah.
her house, you can see scratched into her door with what looks like she's used her own tabaxi nails, just 12 distant howls. That's her name. Her name is 12 Distant Howls.
I'm gonna write that in my notebook for later. I'm just gonna try and try and remember what the fuck just happened and just write it down in my notebook.
And on that, we will be
That's
ending session 1 for now.
It's nice.
But
I hope you've all enjoyed, both listeners and player characters. Goodbye.